The former royal known as Prince Andrew, and this battle still rages on. But what is the bigger problem this time? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. As ever, lovely to have your company today. Hope you're all keeping well, fine and dandy. Yes, I've got a cold, I know. People keep telling me off, don't know where it came from. Do you have that sort of problem? You wake up one day and you think, where did all of this appear from? Feel fine, not ill, don't know what the problem is, suddenly got a blocked nose. Let's just call it winter. Of course, this is far less complicated than the complications surrounding the former royal known as Prince Andrew, and let me explain the reasons why. As we now know, he decided to pay up, and a considerable amount of money if you believe the press. What I can tell you first and exclusive here on the show is it isn't that amount. It truly is not that amount. And also let me point out that there is no agreement from Our Gracious Majesty the Queen to assist in the payment of this. As far as I'm aware, and I can only tell you what I know, as we often say here on the show, we like to be impartial and tell you the truth. It will not be one lump sum. It will be in instalments. Now, you can make your own decisions as to why that would be. My surmise would simply be to make sure that they keep to their side of the bargain, whatever bargain has been struck. But the bigger picture now really is the infighting going on between the monarchy itself. This all really centres on the fact that now Prince Charles is taking a much needed, if you say, leading role within the monarchy. Obviously, Our Gracious Majesty the Queen, at her age, has decided to defer many of the things now to Prince Charles. After all, one day he will become King Charles. Interesting to note, though, that while Her Gracious Majesty the Queen would very much like Prince Andrew to have some interest, at least some sort of attachment to her forthcoming Platinum Jubilee celebrations, and I believe they will be private, Prince Charles simply does not see that as a viable return. He said he's reading, allegedly, the room, as they say, and there's no, as we often say here on the show, appetite for Prince Andrew to return to public life. Now, there's lots of people basically slamming him, particularly the BBC News broadcaster and royal reporter, who said there's no return because none of the charities simply want Prince Charles. I would say that's actually not the case, and given time, he could simply rehabilitate himself and, more importantly, be a very leading light in whichever cause he decides to undertake. Of course, those courses will have to be wholeheartedly and, of course, dedicated. But there is a return, trust me. There's never a full door slammed, because a person like that in a position of power can do some good. And after all, if you remember the statement, he's not admitting any liability or, of course, guilt. He's always denied all allegations presented towards him, and this is what the former royal is sticking to, so that's simply why he sees a return. For now, though, the standoff is very difficult. It's between Prince Charles, Our Gracious Majesty the Queen, and, of course, the former royal known as Prince Andrew. It remains to be seen, until the big celebrations kick in, who will finally get their own way. Or will Prince Andrew remain totally private in what should be a spectacular Platinum Jubilee celebration for a wonderful monarch? Neil Sean in the heart of London.